Okay, so your quiz is actually going to be very similar to this. So we want to make sure that we know what we're doing here. So here are problems 1, 2, and 3. And basically, when you go through and you do this, I'm fine if you just give me these pieces as your work. But you have to tell me how you got your answer. You can't just write down an answer. That is never acceptable in this class. So again, you can just show me what you used and then what your answers are. As for the third angle, you don't need to show me 180 minus 90 minus 37. I get that. That's pretty clear. Okay, just like you don't have to actually work this out and show me piece by piece. But I do need to see setups. Absolute requirement. Yes, ma'am. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Side A they gave you. How did you set yours up? Okay. And then what did you type into your calculator? That's why. Should have been 9 divided by the tangent of 53. Yes, the 9 is on top. And if I have something like, let's say, 8 equals 4 over x, that was weird. In order to solve this, you got to get the x out of the denominator first, and then you divide by 8. Nope. The only time you can multiply it is if your variable is in the numerator to start with. You're never going to multiply by the numerator. It doesn't make anything go away. Uh-huh. And it really should work no matter which of these two angles you chose to use. In all of these, I find that I make fewer mistakes if I just use the stuff that they gave me. I never use one of my answers to get more answers unless I absolutely have to. Because what happens if you made a mistake in the first step? There's no recovery. I know it's warm in here today. Oh, I'm like dying. All right. Anybody else? 1 through 3? Okay, you all need to, I don't take the dying thing literally. Please stop coughing your lungs out. Lungs belong in your chest, not on your desk. Okay, Theo? Okay. Keep them in. 1 through 3, are we all right? Okay, yeah, that doesn't help me at all. Give me a problem number that you're looking at. Number 1. How did you set up your equation for C? That's the problem. You said the sine of 37 was 9 over C. But when we look at our given information, I was like, here it is. That is side A that they gave us. Side A has to be across from your angle A. Doesn't matter. If you put 37 in the corner for B, do you have B labeled with 37 in the corner? Nope, it says B. That's why. And that would probably be what happened on the others as well. It's very important. You can draw your triangle however you'd like, but you have to put 37 into angle B. Side B is going to be the side opposite that. You have to put 9 opposite angle A. Okay, that's what this is giving you. You don't have a choice in that. I don't care if you put A here, or draw it so your right angle's on another side. I don't care. But you have to put these in the way they're labeled. Okay? All right, let's take a look at the special rights then. I got lazy on number 5. I just wrote it once. Absolutely. Oh my gosh, yes. The goal in this class is to figure out how lazy you can be and still get credit. That works. And again, I want to see something in the way of work. There's not much. I mean, if you've got rationalizing fractions, you can show that. That I get. But sines, cosines, tangents, you've got setups, you're going to be using your calculator. It doesn't just kind of miraculously appear in your brain. Okay? Anybody else on those? Zachary, you look a little terrified. You okay? Okay. Couldn't quite read your face there. All right. Homework questions. Any and all. Everything's been posted, so you've got questions, I got answers. Lots of good sine, cosine, tangent stuff here. Yes, ma'am. I don't quite understand what you... Okay, so for 40, okay, so you're asking when they give you only sides, no angles? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. No problem. Just want to make sure I understood your question. So, again, I really couldn't care less where you put stuff. Your C has to be your right angle. If you want me to be a little bit crazy, I'm going to put the B up here this time and the A down here, just to be a rebel. Okay? So when I'm looking at number 40, it gives me A is 2, B is 8. So that means across from A goes my 2, across from B goes my 8, and they didn't even ask me to find side C, the hypotenuse, so I'm not gonna. I don't want to do the Pythagorean theorem. I'm lazy. So all I'm going to do is I need to find, or does it? I can't see. It does say find C. Sorry. Okay. So I would do 2 squared plus 8 squared equals C squared. Hola, calculator. 2 squared plus 8 squared. And then I'm going to do the square root of that. Because we're allowed to use our calculator here, so it's no problem. Oh, no. If you can use your calculator, give me them decimals. Yes. So that would be C. If it was correct, no. As long as it was correct. Yep, every time round it to 3 decimals to 1,000th. All right, so then are you still having a question on the angles? Pick an angle for me. B. So if I want to solve for B, using the pieces they gave me, don't ever use a previous answer. So I'm going to use this side and this side. This is my opposite and my adjacent. So which trig ratio uses opposite and adjacent? So I'm going to say the tangent of my angle B is opposite over adjacent. And I was going to write A instead of a 2. And what do we use to find the angle? Inverse. So my angle B is going to be the inverse tangent of 8 over 2. Inverse tangent, 8 over 2, boom, shakalaka. So 75.964 degrees. Don't do it again to solve for A. Your angles do what in a triangle? Equal to 180. So just say, and you know what? I don't even need to include the 90. I know if that's 90, the other two are 90. So I'm just going to do 90 minus that puppy. Boom. There's the other angle. Okay? Huh? Yeah, you can do it the hard way. It's just harder. Again, how lazy can I be and still get credit? Okay. I'm not drawing the Statue of Liberty. I'm sorry. I stink at the Statue of Liberty. She looks weird. But what I will draw... No, wait, 54? I know she stands on a little thing. I don't know what that is. Look, there's my Statue of Liberty. She's holding a torch, I guess. And there's her book. Sure, whatever. The worst Statue of Liberty in the whole wide world. That's okay. So it says on 54, a ship just offshore of New York City, a sighting is taken of the Statue of Liberty, which is about 305 feet tall. So this doodad is about 305 feet tall. And a ship somewhere out at sea sees Our Lovely Lady. And it says, if the angle of elevation to the top of the statue is 20 degrees, whenever they say elevation or depression, find your flat. So that means the angle is going to go right here. And then it says, how far is the ship from the base of the statue? Ship, base of the statue. That's what I'm looking for. So if that's my angle, 305 is my opposite. X is my adjacent. So which trig ratio am I going to use? Tangent. So I'm going to say the tangent of 20 degrees is opposite over adjacent. So into my calculator it would just go 305 divided by the tangent of 20 degrees. And whatever you get for that. Okay. Depends. What is it? Okay. So, talking about the Washington Monument, we know what that looks like. We live relatively close to that. Looks kind of maybe like that. I don't know. So we have the sun. It just makes it easier to picture this. The sun is going to come out and it's going to cast a shadow. That's going to be my right angle. Hopefully it's the right angle. It's going to topple over if it's not. The angle of elevation of the sun, again, angle of elevation, find your flat, is 35.1 degrees. So I guess that one makes all the difference. The shadow is 789 feet long. Find the height of the monument. Look at you doing extra problems. Yeah, I got you, girl. All right, so do me a favor. I'm looking. Calculators are looking good in the back. I'm missing a couple. So put your calculators, Yes, put your calculators away to do a sine, cosine, tangent quiz. Just kidding. Put your cell phones away, and I want your belongings tucked away, please. The only thing you need on your desk is something to write with. And by writing, I mean blue or black ink, pen or pencil. Do not take your quiz in a colored ink. You can draw pictures and stuff with that, but I do not want to grade a test in red again. I think it was someone in this class. I have no idea who. Okay. So up until this point in time, we've been talking specifically about right triangles. Now we're going to broaden the horizon a little bit and talk about all triangles. Now, some people, and we're doing the law of sines today, some people will get a little bit fussy. I really don't mind whether you do A over sine A or sine A over A. If you've seen this before, you pick which one you like best. Me, I was taught using this guy, so that's the way I will always be setting it up, but both of these two are equivalent. Basically what this says is that specifically when you are given an angle side pair and one other piece, whether it's another angle or another side, you can solve any triangle, be they right triangles or not. So the law of sines, again, you have an angle side pair because I have to be able to set up one of those proportions. But with angle side pair, you can do law of sines. So I want you guys to pick one of those. If you've never seen it before, I'm going to be doing it that top way, A over sine A. If you've done it before and you want to do it the other way, great. I don't care. You'll want to write those down. The only thing this picture is saying, I can label the angles whatever I want, but angle A and side A are always opposite. Angle B and side B are always opposite. Angle C and side C, always opposite. Okay, that's the law of sines, and we're actually going to be doing the law of sines for the rest of today and next class, because the law of sines can get tricky. The basic idea, though, is just that you're doing a ratio. And today we're doing the straightforward law of sines. Yes, ma'am? Please make note your homework is on the bottom. Oh, here, sorry. Why don't you write that down real quick for me? She's leaving. You guys will see this. It's okay. She's... Panic! Okay? All right. So, the law of sines, again, very straightforward. Not an evil Knievel type thing yet. Get there tomorrow or next class. Here we go. Sometimes I'll draw the pictures. Sometimes you'll see all I will draw out is what they give you. In all honesty, I could care less about the pictures in this case. What I typically do with law of sines is this. I say I'm going to have 3 angles. I'm going to have 3 matching sides. Some of these I already have. I have that angle A is 93 degrees. Angle C is 58 degrees. And what is 16? Side B. So I wouldn't have even bothered drawing down the picture. And this is probably the way most of you will handle it also. I like doing it this way because my angles and sides are automatically paired. I don't have to get confused by a picture. Sometimes pictures can be confusing. But hey, I like this. Given 2 sides of a triangle, how can I find the third? No, not the right there. Angles. Angles. No. Just subtract from 180. Just subtract from 180. So I'm just going to take my calculator because I don't want to do it in my head. 180 minus 93 minus 58. Boom. Angle B is 29 degrees. Okay. Now, when I did that, I created for myself an angle side pair. So now you get to choose. Which one do you want to find first? Do you want to do A first or C first? We'll go with your A. Okay? So to solve for A, all I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the law of sines. So I'm going to say A over the sine of A is equal to, using what I have, B over the sine of B. Any questions on where that came from? Now the easiest way to solve this problem, since that's where my A is, I'm going to say multiply and divide. So A is 16 times the sine of 93 degrees all over the sine of 29 degrees. And that's not happening in my head. Just to make sure you know this isn't a miracle or anything. I'm going to do 16 times the sine of 93. Make sure you close your parenthesis on that. Divided by the sine of 29. Helps if you put the 2 in there. 29. And boom! There's your A. Rounding it out to the nearest thousandth. So I get 32.957. Look, it's right here. 32.957. Not too horrible. And this is not. So can I do Pythagorean theorem to find my missing side? No. So all we're going to do is we're going to turn around and do the law of sines again, just from a different pair. So this time I'm going to have C over the sine of C. Maybe in. And again, always use what it was you were given, just in case you made a mistake here. So C over sine C is B over the sine of B. And again, I'm just going to multiply and divide. C will be 16 times the sine of 58 degrees divided by the sine of 12 degrees. Because I don't know where the 12 came from. That is really weird. Thank you. Where the heck did I pull a 12 from? I like to be creative. Creativity in math is not always a good thing. Okay. So let's see if I can type it in without getting too creative. So I'm going to say 16 times the sine of 58. Again, making sure that you close your parenthesis. Divided by the sine of 29. Why is my fingers not working? Okay. And so I get 27.988. And I'm done. And when I've filled out all of those bits and pieces, that's all I need, I'm done. How are you doing with that? That okay? That not too horrible? Everyone's going to be like, where's the but? Wait, there's more. That'll come next class, not today. So looking at problem number 2. Again, I do it the exact same way. I say, what do I have? I set up everything first. Because then I don't look at the picture. I'm given angle C here is 53 degrees. Angle B is 44 degrees. And I'm given, what is 7? Side B. So, you know what? You guys can do this. This is pretty straightforward. I want to see what you guys can do with this. So the first thing that I do is I always, if I'm given 2 angles, I'm just going to start by finding the missing angle because they all add up to 180. And then I have my angle side pair that I use. Questions? Doing all right with this? Not too crazy. I'm just trying to get you used to the law of sines here. I want you guys to try one from start to finish. And this is why, like with these things, I almost don't even draw the triangle. So didn't think it was worth it to give you guys printed notes. So for this one, this is a little bit different. Why is this one different? Yeah, they only gave us one angle. Okay, so what I have is B is 45. Don't think it's a 45, 45, 90. It's not. A is 26 and B is 27. So just as before, do we have an angle side pair? Yeah. So here's the dude I'm going to be using. So I'm going to set that up. I'm going to say B over the sine of B. Which one do you want to find, A or C? A. Okay. A over the sine of A. Now, when I cross multiply with this, so multiply and then divide, I actually have sine of A is 26 times the sine of 45 degrees over 27. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type that part into my calculator. So I'm going to say 26 sine of 45, close, divided by 27. And that's my answer. Because when we cross multiply here, it's going to be always multiply and divide. So you can either kind of look at it that way. I always just do, when I'm coming from one to the bottom, that's multiply, divide when you cross the line. Now I have sine of A is equal to this stuff. How do I get A? Inverse sine. So I'm not going to round this. You're allowed to round when you write things down on paper, but not when you're doing it in the calculator. So I'm going to do inverse sine, just arrow up, grab it, and hit enter. So from that, I get A is 42.915 degrees. Literally just arrow your calculator up till it's highlighting the number you want, hit enter, it grabs it and shoves it wherever you want it. Okay? Now the trick with this, to be accurate, you are not allowed to round unless you are writing something down on your paper. So I'm not going to use 42.915. I'm using this, all of that. So the way that I do that, how do I find my third angle? Angles in a triangle do what? 180. So I'm going to do 180 minus 45, arrow up, grab it, and that. So I get my third angle is 92.085 degrees. See, I will round it to write it down, but I'm not rounding it in my calculations. Very important. So then when I set this up, again, using my 27 over the sine of 45 equals C over the sine of that stuff check your degrees. Are you in degree mode or radian? Okay, give me a second and I will look at it. And then in order to solve this, I'm going to do 27. Everybody take a quick look up at my calculator here. Make sure that you're doing this right. 27. And then I'm going to do sine, arrow up to grab it, enter, pulls it down, divided by the sine of 45. And so I get C is 38.158 degrees. Oh, not degrees, thank you. Used to writing degrees on that problem. All right. I want you guys to read that problem for me. So when I'm looking at this here, we have two fire stations, 10 miles apart, east and west, spotting a fire, northwest, northeast. Oh. All right. I've got two fires, right? I don't know what that is. That was supposed to be a fire. That really stank. So let's do it this way. Station B is directly east of Station A. So remember, north, south, west, and east. Little guide for you. So I'm going to put A, and I'm going to go east to find B. Now at each of these points, these guys are looking. So I have a little cardinal direction thing. North, south, west, and east. So the bearing of the fire from Station B, north, south, west, and east, is north 56 degrees west. So that means I start looking north, and then I move 56 degrees west. You always start north or south, and then you do the other one. So if this angle here is 56 degrees, what is going to be the angle inside here? What is the angle between north and west? 90. As long as you don't say Kardashian, we're okay. Is everybody okay with that makes a 90-degree angle? So if this is 56, what's this going to be? 34. Okay. Then the bearing of the fire from Station A starts off north and goes east at 25 degrees. So what is that angle going to be? 65. And then we had that they were 10 apart. We want to find how far to the nearest mile is the fire from each lookout station. So there's my fire. I'm looking for X and Y. How are we going to do that? With the angles, angle side pairs. So I can even call fire C if you want to see it. So that way we can think A, B, C, A, B, C. So let's see here. What side is this? That side C. 65 is angle A. Angle B is 34. I'm looking for those two. I don't have an angle side pair. What can I do? Yeah, get an angle for angle C. How can I get an angle for angle C? 180. So angle C is how many degrees? And then you just solve. Now, we're not going to have time to do number 5. That's okay. We will do that either during class next time or we'll do that during Flex on Wednesday. But please make note, homework. And ladies and gentlemen, your outline, just like we had for last unit, is posted on Canvas. So if you're sitting there going through this stuff saying, I really don't know what this crazy woman is talking about, I need more practice, you can pull up your Canvas site. Giving you guys a chance to write that down. And let me show you what I've done. So what I've done, if you look here, you can go straight to the recorded classes. You can go straight to Khan Academy. I've got the corrections posted. But if you look in here, Unit 2 outline. And in the Unit 2 outline, links to additional videos. Every homework assignment written out. Okay? Were they not posted? Okay, I'll check and make sure they're up there. If they're in the back of the book, the odds are in the back of the book anyway. If the homework assignment is in the book, the odds are in the back anyway. I'll check.